Here's a statistic for you. According to the Transportation Safety Administration, 10% of its employees that were scheduled to work yesterday called out sick, compared to just 3.1% on the same day a year ago. Many workers citing financial limitations. And it's not just the TSA taking punches at the airports. Air traffic controllers also received paychecks stating zero just over a week ago. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association's request for an immediate temporary restraining order against the U.S. government has been denied by a district judge. The restraining order was an attempt to get the government to at least pay the air traffic controllers during this shutdown. But with staffing levels already at record lows, could walkouts cause more travel headaches or even a stall to air travel in the U.S.? Paul Rinaldi is here live. He is the president of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. Thank you for joining us, Paul. Right off the bat, where does this stand? You all had filed a lawsuit last week. Explain what you've heard from the government, from judges beyond the restraining order.
Well, right now we're waiting for our day in court. Obviously, the temporary restraining order didn't work to our advantage. So we're waiting. At the end of the month, we're going to get our day in court to pay our controllers that lived up to their side of the agreement and came to work every day doing their outstanding job, and the federal government needs to pay them.
Okay. Right now, we have a situation where President Trump has put forth an offer to the Democrats, and it's something that annoys certainly the far right. The far left says no way, and Nancy Pelosi has said it's a non-starter. What is your message to them as air traffic controllers sit without paychecks right there in those air traffic control towers and work?
Well, I am not an expert in immigration by any stretch of the imagination. I am an expert in air traffic control and aviation, and this shutdown needs to end now. Every day this goes on, it has negative impact on the people that are keeping airplanes safe throughout the system, and it has a negative impact on our nation's economy.
Okay, but how do you phrase that? You've got to give them anecdotal evidence. What are you hearing from your members? And explain to our viewers. Some have said, and, you know, we see this in the Twitterverse, well, you know, I've been laid off from my job in the past, and this is just the reality of small businesses and big businesses, and welcome to the real world. Explain why that argument doesn't sit with your group.
Well, here it is. You know, government employees don't make a lot of money. They don't get rich. They serve the American public. The one thing they can count on until this month was that they would get paid every 2 weeks. So that is the guaranteed of the paycheck. So they live on that. They live paycheck to paycheck. Now, many people are in different situations. Some have enough savings to last a month, 2 months, 3 months. Some are going paycheck to paycheck and are deep on credit cards right now just to put gas in the car to get to work. Now they have to make a decision. Do I continue to put the gas in the car, or do I actually put food on the table for my children? And that is the concern we're seeing right now. And if less and less controllers are going to start coming to work, which we're starting to see that trend right now, that means we're not going to be able to run the volume of airplanes we do every day in this system, and we do so well. So we're going to have to slow down the amount of airplanes so that we can keep them safe. Now, add that to the TSA lines, and you're going to see more delayed flights and more canceled flights. On top of that, we're seeing the controllers that are actually coming to work and not getting paid having jobs before coming to work, which really concerns me.
Tell me about that. What do you mean?
Well, whether it is waiting tables or driving for Uber or Lyft or detailing vehicles at your home to make ends meet, they are working on their time that they're supposed to be rested. So when they get to work, they're clear, focused, and concise on the job at hand of maintaining safe and efficient flow of airplanes throughout our airspace.
So those are actual examples that you have heard of people taking on Uber jobs and waiting tables just to get some money into their accounts.
Absolutely. Actually, on my way here, I got a handwritten note from a controller that said, I can no longer afford to put gas in my car and come to work. I just purchased a home in the middle of December. I depleted all of my savings. I'm living off my credit cards, and I have to put food on the table for my children and my wife. I cannot put gas in the car to come to work.
Okay, so do you go to the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, now, considering that the president, who was resistant and reportedly said, "We're done, I'm done," when he was sitting across from them on the table, has now come back with this offer? And again, I don't need you to get into the details of the offer, but would you speak to the Democratic leadership and say, guys, this is critical, please talk to each other?
We will continue to speak to both sides of the aisles, including the White House, the FAA Administrator, the Department of Transportation Secretary, anybody that will help us open this government and get us back to running a safe, efficient system. For 30 days now, we have basically worked on fix on fail on our critical equipment, and we're starting to see now our critical equipment is not fix on fail, it's fix. When it breaks down, it's fixed when we open. And that is very problematic in facilities across the country where we're not able to give accurate radar and weather predictions to airplanes in the sky. That has a negative impact on the safety of the system.
So difficult. I hope the folks in D.C. are listening and watching. Paul, please keep us posted. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Paul Rinaldi is with the National Air Traffic Controllers, and he's the president of the group that represents them. Very, very articulate when it comes to the problems there.